And now for the good news on climate. No, I'm not kidding. We don't usually look to the topic of climate change for any kind of hope whatsoever, but if we hope to make change in this arena, it's time we start looking for inspiration. Climate change, of course, is driven by human production of heat-trapping gases, predominantly carbon dioxide. Here in the US, nearly 1/3 of those carbon emissions ultimately comes from electricity production. The dirtiest culprit among them, of course, is coal. But here, ironically, is where the good news for climate lies. King Coal is being dethroned. It's just been confirmed that 2019 was the first year since the Industrial Revolution that more electricity produced by renewable technologies was consumed than that produced by coal. Now, this is huge news. We are sitting on the edge of a clean energy revolution, and it's being driven by unlimited wind, sunlight, and water. Now, the more I learn about these technologies, I can't help but feel more and more optimistic about the persistence of technological innovation. Take, for example, solar power. This miraculous technology directly transforms the sun's radiation into usable electricity, but it does require a lot of land at the industrial scale to do this efficiently. So how to solve the problem? Enter photovoltaics, a special type of solar panel farm that literally floats atop open water bodies, such as reservoirs and dams. Floating solar panels come with a host of co-benefits, like preventing evaporation in otherwise hot and arid regions, and preventing harmful algal blooms. In addition, it turns out photovoltaics may actually produce electricity more effectively than their land-based counterparts, and this is thanks to the cooling effect of the water beneath. While this technology has already been proven at scale abroad, here in the US it's still rather scarce. The National Renewable Energy Laboratory estimates that if we installed photovoltaics on just 1/4 of our man-made reservoirs, we could effectively produce up to 10% of electricity demand here in the US. But whether it's produced on land or water, our electricity still needs to be stored before we can use it, and our battery technology hasn't quite caught up yet. For better storage capacity, we can turn to yet another solar power technology. Concentrated solar power, or thermal solar power, transforms the sun's radiation into heat energy, and it does it in a wicked way. Concentrated solar farms use a series of mirrors arranged in concentric rings. Each of these mirrors is oriented towards a tall tower that sits at the center of the innermost ring. When the sun is shining brightly and all of that light is concentrated in one spot at the top of the tower, the temperature inside the tower can exceed 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. To trap all of that heat, the towers are filled with molten salt. Those molten salts undergo a transformation from the solid to the liquid phase with immense heat capacity. We can then access that heat energy at a later time to create steam heat, to spin a turbine, to spin a generator, and ultimately to create electricity. Photovoltaics and concentrated solar power are just two of the new and innovative solar technologies that are poised to accelerate the next energy revolution. And ultimately, these technologies can have an enduring impact on our climate. Taken cumulatively, these technologies have the potential to remove the equivalent of 212 gigatons of carbon dioxide from our atmosphere. To put that number into perspective, that's nearly half of the cumulative carbon dioxide emissions released from the start of the Industrial Revolution through 1970. To learn more about renewable technologies paving the way for a green energy revolution, check out Project Drawdown and begin exploring how solar and other technologies are helping our future look just a little bit brighter. And that's the good stuff.